Okay, so we have installed device invitable. We can invite a user. And now let's look deeper into the documentation for device invitable. Let's open our config, initializes, device RB. And here we have the configuration for invitable. So what options do we have? Invite for a period of time. So an invitation can be expirable or not expirable. If we say invite for example, 2 weeks, then after 2 weeks, the invitation will be inactive. Now, we are not going to add this invite for a period of time. We're going to make it so that the invitations will always be working. Then a number of invitations users can send. Well, for example, so that you don't want a user to send like 1,000 invitations to different users, you can add an invitations limit. We are not going to add this either. Then the key to be used to check existing users when sending an invitation. Well, we are not going to add this either, but basically we can check if a user with a specific username or email already exists. Then validate on invite. Then ensures that the invited record is valid. Well, by default it's true, and we're leaving this true. Oh, stop. The invitation won't be sent if this check fails. Default is false. Well, okay, we'll leave it false. Resend invitation if user with invalid status is invited again. Yes, of course, we'll be able to resend invitations. Then the class name of the module that is inviting other users. Well, we have users inviting other users, not, for example, admins, or not clients inviting other users. For example, if you have 2 device models, one is user and one is admin, then you would want to have possibly invited by class name admin, then foreign key for the inviting model invited by ID. So the ID of the user that invites the other user. Okay, then invitations count. Again, it's counting how many invitations a user sent. Then auto login after the user accepts the invite. So by default, it's true. Well, they're going to leave it true. So when a user accepts the invitation, sets a password, he'll be automatically logged in. And that's basically it. So now we can add actually some invitable information to our users table. Let's see what we can add from invitable. Let's go to our migration and what fields did we get. So let's try to display these fields in our users index. Now we're going to close a few things that we are not using. Okay, so we have users index. And what do we want to display? Invitation token no. Then the time when the invitation was created, well, we can do it if we want. Invitation sent at, invitation accepted at, invitation limit. Okay, let's see by whom a user was invited. So let's add something like invited by ID. Invited by. And if a user was invited, then we will display the ID of the user who invited this user equals user.invited by ID. And if the user was invited, we see the ID of the user who invited this user. Then we can go to device invitable and see some of the documentation. What else does it offer us? So we can do a custom action in our console, like user.invite. Let's try this. Let's go to the console, Control-C, Control-L, Rails console. Let's try to invite a user, and his name will be John Doe. Okay, and you see, he was invited, the user was created, and he was sent this invitation. Let's have a look at this user, John Doe, in our users table. You see, like this, we can invite users using our console. User.invite, exclamation mark, the email, and we can provide anything else, but we don't have to. And again, you see he was given a default role of student. Now, is there anything else that might be interesting here? Okay, not much more in the gem file. In the gem README, we can go to ruby.info and see some more information about device invitable. So there are some methods that we can use. We can use accept invitation. Let's see. We can check if a user was created by invite with a boolean. That's interesting. Let's add a field to see if the user was created by invite. Okay, so we will say equals user dot created by invite question mark, and we see true or false. So we see which users was created by invite and which ones were not. And actually see we have created by ID and we have the ID. We can just make it not the ID, but just user invited by. And we see the email of the user who invited this other user. Now, let's add this Boolean label to this true or false to see if the user was created by an invite. We will add Boolean label for user created by invite, like this. And here we see this information. Okay, and we see this invited by is in the place of actions. So we will move it. We'll say actions here, and we will move this invitation stuff. TD. Let's see, it should work now. Okay, now we need to replace the invitations and actions with their places. Okay, so here we have the information about invitations. We see if the user was created by invite. So what else can we do? Let's see. Let's go here. A valid invitation. Well, we can see if the invitation is valid. If it is accepted, let's check if the invitation is accepted. So here we will add Boolean label, invitation, accepted. Okay. And let's make it just look a bit more understandable. Let's maybe remove user invited by. And here we will add created by invite. And we will add invitation accepted question. And we'll put these two into two different table lines. Okay, and let's see. So we see if the user was created by invite, we see if the invitation was accepted, and looks quite nice. So we've added some additional information to our users table to see how the user was created. And that's it. Thank you.